and it's my first episode of Success Talk with my boy Big Ja.
To the max. What's cracking, family? What's going on, boy?
What's going on, man?
Chilling, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate you for stepping out and
Yes,
blessing me with your presence, King.
Hey, bro, that's what we're here for, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, some people might not know you. A lot of people do know you.
Mm-hmm.
You're a screenwriter.
Yes, sir.
You're a director. You do sketch comedy. You did stand-up comedy.
Mm-hmm.
You've done acting. Man, the list goes on and on, man.
Yes, sir.
So let's start off with a little bit of your resume. Tell us like some of the things, projects have you worked on?
Shit. Outside of myself, outside of my own content, I've worked on a small scene in episode. Actually don't know what season, but the neighborhood with Cedric the Entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on that. I did an episode on season 1 of The Upshaws with Mike Epps.
That's dope.
Family Reunion on Netflix. I did that. I did 5 episodes in season 1 of Brub with Tyler Perry. It's been a blessing, man. To be able to work with these people, man, and see them growing up, and to be able to work with them and then recognize you for your work. So that's always it's gratifying. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Now, people know you from Facebook.
Yeah.
People know you from Instagram.
Yes, sir.
People know you from TikTok and YouTube as well.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Now, you are one of my favorites. You're one of my favorites.
I appreciate it, man.
I love all your sketches. Now, a few of them that really stick out to me most was I will always tell you my favorite is I'm Coming Too.
Oh shoot! Shout out to Sade, man. My own girl Sade.
Shout out to Sade, man.
Yeah,
That's what people. Sure. But also the Lesbian Homie.
Boom. Yes, sir.
And my roommate pays the bills.
Shout out to my boy Jay Ali, man. Rolando.
Yeah, shout out
Ronaldo.
to you.
Excuse me, I'm tripping. Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. Yeah. Now, the Lesbian Homie has really taken off for you.
Yeah.
Can you explain about that? Like, give us some detail on how you came up with it. And...
Man, I don't know if it's super relatable to everybody, but I know a few guys that have came across a lesbian homie, a homegirl that she was studded out, and then you realize she was something that she walked by you and you see that she got framed, and you're like, damn, I don't know, for her to be a stud, she's trying to be so mannish and masculine, but she got so much body. And that's how it started off. It was a sketch. It was a sketch from I used to bounce at this club, and I would see this chick. She was a regular, and she was a stud. She used to dress like Jim Jones, the ponytail braids and like the little jeans, tight jeans with the little belt chain, and the Ed Hardy gear and hats. This is back in the day, and she would always show up with like 1 or 2 girls with her, like 1 or 2 like bomb looking ass chicks. But she was like a dude. What's going on, bro? Everything cool? Yeah, all right. They good? What's the cover? What's the cover tonight? She would talk like that, like young M.A. But you could see like she wore like tight ass little thermals and tight jeans. I'm like, this girl got ass, hella butt. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hella cake. So I'm like, oh, she yammed up. She would have better body. She had a better frame than the chick she would bring over to the club.
Oh wow.
So she's beautiful. You're a beautiful ass chick, but she's trying to be so tough all the time. So I had a joke I used to say. It's 2016. I'm talking about 10 years ago.
Oh wow!
I said this joke online on IG. I was like, ladies, studs. I don't know who needs to hear this, but y'all still just women to us. Real niggas, they look at a stud and be like, you just a tough time boy, but you still just a regular woman to us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I did a sketch kind of showing them. Shout out to E, exactly E. She plays the stud, the initial lesbian homie. That we play homies, and she has to take a shower at my house. Y'all seen the sketch, or some of y'all have. And I'm giving her a towel. I said, you can change in my room. You be good. You know what I'm saying? And then she taking the clothes off, and I kind of see through the crack of the door. Man, she got hella butt, yammed up. So it was just basically a play on what I've experienced over the years dealing with studs and being around studs and seeing how they look. They be trying to look so tough, but they really just sexy ass women to a real nigga.
Wow.
And so it was a sketch. It ended up going viral, and then I was like, damn, I should do a part 2. Like, what happens after that day? You know? And that shit went viral. Like, oh shit, let me do a third. Like when she comes over and she asked for the meat. You know what I'm saying? And then it just episode 3 and 4 and 5, and The first season was just 10 episodes, really just 10 sketches. 10 sketches. So I call it the first season was like a sketch show, a
Hmm.
sketch series, and then a couple years later, I kind of put it on ice. So like 3 years later, I was like, I'm gonna bring that back, and I kind of like built the whole world out. You got a co-writer, wrote it out. Shout out to my boy Anthony, Figueroa Films,
Yeah.
and then we wrote the outline for season 2 and made it. Just shot it, and it blew up again.
Amen.
And then
Amen.
here we are now. We just dropped season 4 early this year. I mean, no, last year. It's January. It's 2026 now.
Yeah.
So we dropped it in June of 2025,
Wow.
season 4. And,
And where can they catch that at?
and man, Tubi, you can catch season 1, 2, 3, and 4 on Tubi. Type in Big
Wow.
Jaw or just type in the Lesbian Homie on Tubi. You can see all the seasons.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. Now I remember years ago, um, and it shocked me.
Hmm.
I seen you directed
Mhm.
a commercial with a
Mhm.
hip hop artist for a candy brand.
Oh, I didn't direct that, but I was in
Okay, you didn't direct it.
audition for that thing.
Okay.
This is that was a minute ago. I'm talking about that was 2009.
Wow,
That
it
was
was that long
2009.
ago?
Yeah. Talking
Okay.
about the Sour Patch with Method Man.
Yes.
Yeah, I auditioned for that. Didn't think I was gonna get it, right? Because I wasn't a rapper. And I got to the audition. It was like a gang of dudes inside the room, probably about 30 dudes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody dressed like me, but like they all kind of looked the same. I looked like a big ass dude. I mean, I was a big ass dude, and I was dressed like do rag, baggy pants. You know what I'm saying? This is still 2009, so we talking about mid 2000s. Everybody dressed in long white tees and stuff like that, like Nelly, do rag, and so everybody was just I'm like, oh, they probably gonna pick one of these young dudes. I mean, I was young too, but one of these smaller dudes
Right.
because Method Man is so tall, and I'm kind of tall too. And shit, I'm like, I'm bigger than Method Man, right? So I don't know if I would be the right hype man for the dude. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But I auditioned for it. I did like a verse. They had nigga rap. I did like 2 verses, rapped it. Shout out to Cassidy. I did like a Cassidy rap, a Cassidy verse that I
That's dope.
memorized. You know what I'm saying? And I booked it. I booked it, and then now I'm like, damn, you see 30 other dudes that look all the same, and maybe that's why I stood out because I didn't look like them. And I met Method back then. This is before Power. This is before he was already acting, of course, but this is shit. This is we talking about damn 2009.
That was around the same time,
That's
if I'm not
16
believing,
years ago.
16 years ago. But him and Redman was still doing their music together.
Yeah.
The Blackout album and things
Mhm.
like that was
Yeah,
out.
yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And so he was cool too. Real down to earth dude. He came out, started kicking it with us, chopping it up.
Mm-hmm.
Those who smoked, they went back, smoked with him. I ain't smoked, so but they went off to the side and blazed. It was cool. He was around for like 2 days. So
Yeah.
we shot that in 2 days, but that was fun. That was cool. And I'm like, oh, I got a little check for that too. I was like, oh, I'm on.
Yeah.
This is finna be it. It wasn't
Yeah.
it. It wasn't it at
It
all.
wasn't it.
I had to go back to regular jobs, but it was cool. It was a great experience, and I'm sure he might not remember me, but he'll remember me when I bring up the commercial. I'm sure, or he might remember me. Who knows? But like we kicked it, we chopped it up. We didn't come best friends or nothing like that, or
Right.
we didn't say his numbers, but we that was over 15 years ago, so he might. I know he remembers a commercial.
Right.
We did it. You know what I'm saying? You can go look at it right now on YouTube, but that was dope, man.
Okay. Now, was that your first like review or like your first acting gig or something like that, or maybe second, third, or how did that line up?
During that time, I just moved back to LA from the Bay in 2008.
Okay.
I auditioned for my agency that I ended up signing with in 2009, and I booked it. I booked that in the same year. So 2009, I booked that commercial, and it might have been during that time. 2009 was a pretty good year for me. I booked a music video with Jeremiah.
Oh wow!
And I played a bouncer at a nightclub that he was trying to get into, and I was stopping him from getting in.
Okay.
That I'm a Star video. Jeremiah, I'm a Star. That's when he first came out, and that was cool too. So I booked that commercial. I booked a TV show called remember was it 1,000 Ways to Die?
Yes.
Yeah, I was on that too. I didn't get killed though. I played like a henchman where the bookie that I was working for, he ended up getting killed.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I was taught he got his head chopped off in like this little
That was a crazy show.
yeah, yeah, it was crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy how they show how they reenacted all these murders.
Yeah.
But that was cool. So I booked all that in around the same time.
Okay.
I booked Criminal Minds too.
Mm.
Maybe a year later, 2010 or 11, I booked that. So but so the Sour Patch Kid commercial with Method Man, that was probably my one of my first out of the first five things I booked back then. That I was one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's
you
crazy reading
really
that up. That was old.
that was all
Yeah.
right.
That's way before the Big John days. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and that really stood out to me, man. Like I'm like, oh man, this guy. Not only is he acting, but he's around prominent people,
Mm-hmm.
people that are ahead of their time, and especially with the music. Then
Yeah.
Method Man and Redman was so it
Legends,
then,
legends. Still
and
to
they're
this
still
day,
legends, right?
they still tour. They still do music. Yeah,
Yeah, so that was dope to see you do that. And then a huge budget like Sour Patch Kids.
yeah.
That candy, everybody knows that candy. You know
Hey,
what I'm
look,
saying?
I stopped eating Sour Patch Kids after that. I'm gonna
Wow.
tell you why. If you watch the video, I had to eat some of these Sour Patch Kids. They kept doing take after take after take. Now, mind you, they had boxes, like storage boxes full of Sour Patch, brand new, and they was giving us all. I think I left with like 25 bags of Sour Patches. I was leaving. I was just giving them
Oh
to my
man.
homies, but I ate so much Sour Patch Kids in those 2 days, bro. I probably had 6 Sour Patches since then, in 15 years, bro. Cause I
Wow.
just
Wow.
I was so juiced to see it. Oh, candy is delicious. Of course, the Sour Patch Kids, it's bomb. They're fire.
Right.
But you too much of anything is it's gonna be overwhelming.
Right.
So I had some, and I was forced to eat them. I was eating so many Sour Patches that weekend. That it was that those 2 days because to the point where they was like, okay, we gotta start having this guy eat all this candy. My bad.
That's funny.
Ja, sorry man. One more take. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. I had to eat the Sour Patch candy. It was good at first, but I was like, damn, nigga, this shit's sour. It's too all this sugar. Yeah, I had to. It took me a long time to eat another Sour Patch, man.
Wow.
Shout
That's
out to
crazy.
Sour Patch. They fire though.
Yeah, shout out to
Oh yeah.
Sour Patch Kids. Now, let's I have another question. So, what made you want to get into filmmaking or comedy and the things you do now? What inspired you to do that?
Uh, me is loving movies, bro. My pops is an artist. He was a creator. He didn't create film, but he created, illustrations. He was an artist, and he had art everywhere. And he just was he's just a very artistic man. He made jewelry. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And his brother, my uncle, his big bro, he had a like a movie collection at his house,
Mm-hmm.
and he had laser disc. First person I knew that had laser disc back in the day. That's how long ago it was. He had Laserdisc. He had all the movies that came out. Either he had it on VHS
Mm-hmm.
or on Laserdisc, or it was on HBO or Showtime. He had all the channels: Cinemax, Showtime, HBO, and I would go to his house and all my cousins and we all be playing around. But I wanted to get to that TV and
Okay.
watch some movies. So I was always
Yeah.
had a affinity for like storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
And so even though I played football my whole life growing up, and I went off to college, and I knew I wanted, and when you fill out your application for college, they ask you like what you want to major in. It said I saw television, film and television. I saw cinematography. I looked up what cinematography was. Excuse me, pardon me. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. That's dealing with the camera. I always thought that the cameraman was the director. I wanted to direct movies and make my own stories. But so when I watched movies behind the scenes, I see the guy with the camera. I'm like, oh, he's the director. I want to do that. Oh, he's called the cinematographer. Is that what he's called? That's what I want to do. And it was there was a film class, a film major called cinematography and film and rhetoric. I was like, that's what I want to do. So I went off to college and I studied that. I quickly understood that that cinematographer is the director of photography. Director of
Mm.
photography is the cinematographer, and he's the director of the image.
Right.
But the director of the whole story is the director. So I still
So there's two
graduated
different lanes.
two different lanes. They work
Okay.
tandem. They work in tandem together. So if you're the director and I'm the DP is director of photography,
Okay.
and you're the director, which means you're the director of everything.
Got you.
Yeah,
Got
so
you.
I did DP work for a long time, and then I progressed into just directing my own projects while I would have a DP do the cinematography for me. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
yeah, I've always had, I knew after football that was gonna be what I wanted to do forever.
Yeah, because I mean, you're like a big guy, and I thought you're gonna go to college and play football.
That was the goal. I did that. I went to college, play ball, but my goal was to go to the NFL and
Hmm.
make a gang of money, become a Hall of Famer. That was what I thought I was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Now you can convince me of anything else. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play football. I'm gonna be so good that I'm gonna get drafted, and then I'm gonna go to the NFL, ball out, and then retire, and then do film. My
Okay.
goal was to retire from the NFL and then get into filmmaking, acting, and all that, like O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
But O.J. Simpson meets Keenan Ivory Wayans. That's what I thought I was gonna be.
And I'm glad you brought that up because that was my next question. You started doing sketches.
Hmm.
What made you get into that? Like, what inspired you from that? Was it Kenny and Ivory Wayans in them,
Of
or?
course, Keenan Ivory Wayans, Spike Lee,
Hmm.
um, Keenan, no order, but Keenan Ivory Wayans, Spike Lee, Gary Gray. He's the one that he's the director of Friday.
Okay.
John Singleton, the director of Boys in the Hood, along with so many others.
Hmm.
Those are my influences as far as filmmaking. Obviously, Martin Lawrence, Jamie Foxx, Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Fred Sanford. Those are my influences on the stand-up comedy world. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And yeah, so I just knew I was gonna do both of those. Put those together, you got Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I aspired to be. You know what I'm saying? That's what I aspired to be.
Right. Right.
So I got, and I knew as I was getting older, times were changing. Initially, I felt like the only way, not the only way, but the biggest way was to make a film, enter it into a film festival, win it, or get noticed in the film festival. The agencies will come looking at you, asking to represent you, and then you become a filmmaker that now has an agent, and then you'll shop around scripts and get the opportunity to direct TV shows and then movies. That's what I thought my lane was going to be. But as I got older, times went on and social media came about. And I was like, damn, social media, people is getting their projects greenlit from social media. They putting out stuff and things are going viral. People are getting noticed. People are getting deals from just doing social media content. And I was like, damn, I've been trying to do film festival worthy projects for however many years. Let me try social media. It's quicker, and you kind of own your own. You own your own brand. You can have your own audience, build your own audience from your individual pages. And I was like, cool. I'm gonna change my name to this. I'm about to start doing sketches. I'm already a stand-up comedian. Started doing that in 2009 as well.
Hmm.
So I was doing stand-up comedy, and I already had this film degree from college. And I was like, let me finally put it together. In 2017,
Mm.
I was like, this is right after the Vine kind of like went out.
I remember Vine. I
Vine,
remember Vine.
Vine had a good, cool little run.
Cool little run.
And
Yeah.
then I think Vine went out, and then Instagram came about, and they started doing
Instagram.
15 seconds. Vine was 6 seconds. And Instagram came with 15 seconds, and then they eventually, after just a few months, kind of evolved into 1 minute.
Hmm.
60-second videos. And I was like, okay, let me start doing sketch comedy like in living color. Like just doing something real funny, for 58 seconds.
Right. Right.
Right. So that's when I started doing, instead of waiting to shoot a movie and trying to raise money to shoot a feature film, let me do a comedy sketch right now. I got cameras, I got a couple lights, and I got a couple people that's willing to be in the video. Let me shoot that. And that's kind of how it started. 2017, I was doing stuff, dabbling here and there over the years prior to 2017, but 2017 is where I really was like, this is where I'm gonna start doing all this
That's your
content.
lane.
This is my lane,
Yeah.
and I got to think small. I can't think about making a movie right now. Who I'm gonna send it to? Who's gonna watch it?
Right.
Who's gonna pay to see it? So let me go on this free app, do a micro mini movie, doing a 1 minute sketch, and seeing if I can get somebody to laugh at this. And that's how it started on Instagram. Started doing sketches like that, and then I did Tiberius, and that shit took over.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up because it was a time on Instagram And you were posting, and you're posting, but it was a celebrity that reposted one of your sketches. Do you remember that?
Let me see. Yeah, talking about Tiberius, I think, right? Tiberius, and I want to say Tech Nine reposted it. Snoop reposted it as well. Snoop Dogg, Exhibit, Exhibit reposted it.
Ludacris.
Ludacris did too. There you go. Boom. It's been so long ago.
Yeah,
Ludacris
yeah. Shout
reposted the
out to all
video.
these artists.
Shout out to Ludacris, Tech Nine, Exhibit, Snoop Dogg. Yeah, Ludacris. He reposted it. I forgot. I didn't forget, but I forgot that it was that video that he
Yeah,
reposted.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's kind of how things start going viral. Things start, and then it just put the battery in my back to go even harder. Pause. I was like, man, I'm about to do another episode of Tiberius, and the third one, and the fourth one. By the time I got to like the third or fourth one, I was like, okay, cool. These videos are going viral, but I feel like I'm turning into the new Debo, which is cool. Shout out to Debo. Shout out to Tiny Lister. Rest in
rest in
peace.
peace.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed. But I was like, I love that too. I'll be that, but I gotta do other shit too. I gotta make sure people know that I'm more than just this big Tiberius nigga. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
So my next thing after that was let me do the total opposite. I'm playing this big tough bully nigga that's snatching niggas up. Let me play a boyfriend where the girlfriend is bullying him. And that's why I
Mm,
created I'm Coming Too. Shout out to my girl Sade.
yeah.
I'm Coming Too was a change of pace
Hmm.
from the big tough dude, the Debo character, to like my girl punking me. You know what I'm saying? All the time.
Yeah.
Beautiful, sexy, but she just overbearing. She just won't let me do shit by myself. Super clingy.
Right,
And then
right,
that went
right.
viral.
Now
So
every man can. Well, I ain't gonna say every man, but a lot of men can relate to that.
absolutely. That's another thing too, being relatable.
Yeah.
Finding your lane. You can't do sometimes I never was the guy to do trendy stuff. Nothing wrong with that. So whatever's cracking in the media right now,
Hmm.
some people jump on that. And that's cool. I've never been that kind of guy. Not because I think I was too good for it, because I didn't think that it didn't interest me as much. I'm more interested in what makes me laugh and what I think other people who are like me. My content initially was for guys like me,
Right,
regular dudes from the crib, and that just want to laugh because everything don't make them laugh.
right.
Everything is. I feel like for us growing up, we had the Martins, the Eddie Murphys, the Richard Pryors, the
Hmm.
Damon Wayans, the Tommy Davidsons, the In Living Colors. We had all that. I don't think that the generation after us has that.
I agree. I
So
agree.
I was trying to fill that void.
Now, would you say that they have that now, or it's like kind of like a lot of people are doing their thing, so it's more all over the
It is all over
place?
the place, but now I
Yeah,
feel like it's so many other creators. There's so many guys that do
a
did
lot of
different
dope
things.
people too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a lot of bullshit out there, but it's a lot of dope niggas out there too.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that there's no Eddie Murphy though. There's no
Right.
Jamie Foxx, and if there is one, I'm trying to do my best to be the next one of those guys for someone else.
Okay.
And there's a few other guys, a handful of dudes I think that can be the generation's next Eddie Murphy, Tommy Davidson, Jamie Foxx, Dave Chappelle. But because the social media is what it is, it's not under one roof anymore. Before you go to Saturday Night Live, you got all the white comics that's doing content. Not just white, it's a few black like Eddie
Eddie
Murphy.
Murphy. Right.
Yeah, but like for the most part, SNL is white.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But in Living Color, it was black
Right.
with Jim Carrey.
With Jim
It
Carrey.
was
Right. And
black
the Asian guy.
and the Asian dude,
Right.
yeah, and then
Right.
a couple white girls
Couple
too.
white girls.
They were all funny, and they did sketch comedy, and that was our version of SNL, and I think it was better. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Not because they're just funnier. I do think they're funnier, but even though SNL is a genius too, they're funny
Right.
as well. But In Living Color was for us, was our SNL. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Absolutely.
um, nowadays everybody has their own SNL in their phone. That's why it's a little different.
It's
So
watered down, kind of.
it's watered down, it's saturated, and everybody ain't that dope. You don't got to be extremely dope to be famous or to be successful now. You can just put it out because this the beauty of it is you can always find a tribe. You can always find an audience. I can think that I honestly think there's some creators I'm like this nigga ain't funny at all, but he got 3 million followers and he making hella bread making this content. I think it's trash. I think it sucks. It doesn't matter what I think. It don't matter if I think it's bad or not.
Right.
I'll never tell them to stop. Get your money, bro.
Right.
You love doing it and you find the audience, keep doing it.
Because it's enough out here for
It's
everybody.
enough out here for everybody.
Right.
Just because I don't like it, I'm just one person, and clearly it's great to somebody because they're watching it time and time again. So yeah,
Right.
it's saturated like that. But so it's kind of hard to find, and sometimes it's an algorithm situation. Sometimes you can just get lucky, and then your stuff is just going hard. People, the audience from YouTube, TikTok, uh, Facebook, they're going to push it for some reason, and that happens. But my thing is, you always, I think there's so many people out now. You can find your Jamie Foxx, you can find your Martin, you can find, because those are the guys that made me want to do this.
Right. Right.
Hopefully, I'm that way for somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I definitely believe that because your work isn't stopping. I see a lot more transitioning even to bigger platforms like the Tubi, where they're not even allowed to do that. Understand what I'm saying? Right. So that's even dope. Now, speaking of that, you got some new projects coming up soon?
Man, I do. So I got Laugh. Laugh is a series I just created. It's a new series. It stands for Life Ain't Usually Great Here, and it's basically a hood good comedy. It's dark comedy. It's Snowfall mixed with Friday.
Okay.
Put that together, you got Laugh. It's West Coast based. This particular season is called Laugh, LA, and it's a West Coast based project. There will be a season 2, which most likely will be in Houston, Laugh Houston. But the season 1 is coming out January 13th on Tubi.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I got that, and then I'm in pre-production now to do season 5 of the Lesbian Homie.
Season 5.
Yeah.
Oh man, congratulations,
Thank
brother.
You, bro.
Congratulations, man.
Yes, sir.
That's dope, man. That's dope, man. It speaks volume too, because let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How long have you totally been in this game?
You mean just doing content here and there, or you talking about
from
officially?
I'm starting today to put a camera in front of me to where we are today in 2026.
The very first time I put a camera in front of me, or man, I was in high school, man. I would say the first time I did a sketch was 1998.
Wow. Now the reason
99.
Okay. And the reason why I asked that, because a lot of people sometimes think success happens overnight, right? But sustainable success, it's a hard, long grind. It's a long, hard grind. And it shows.
Right.
It shows, because those people they have a name, they have a brand, they have the backing of all their work, their catalog to prove that.
Yeah.
And it's nothing wrong with the guys that happen overnight, right?
Right.
Because we live in a world now, you can use your phone to make a content, and as long as one person like it and it goes viral, That's just what it is. But then half of those guys you don't see later on.
True.
Right?
2 years down the line, 3, they're not around.
Right.
They still got the face. Oh, I use such and such, but you can't show when the last time they did some content that was not necessarily viral, but just like relevant. And it happens all the time. So a lot of times you gotta have a plan. Once you go viral, what's next? And it also depends on what you went viral with. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys you see that have a viral moment, and then they try to recreate it by doing it the second time and the third time, and it doesn't work. So I feel like when it comes to anybody out there, your favorite entertainer, who are they? And ask yourself, how long have they been doing this? When did you discover this entertainer? And do your research and find out when that entertainer started doing the thing that you're entertained by. Whether it's Michael Jackson, who's the best artist of all time, the best performer of all time. He was started when he was a little boy. Jackson 5, all the way to Michael Jackson. So Beyonce, I don't know much about Taylor Swift, but saying I guarantee you, from the time that she started her first album, her first single, I don't know what year that was, but look it up. Those who love Taylor Swift, or look up her first single when she first got a record deal and she first dropped a song, and then think about and then do your research again, find out when she started singing,
Yeah.
and that'll tell you how long most people. I think 9 out of 10 people that you see famous and successful, they didn't become successful overnight. They
Yeah.
worked at it. Everybody, and the ones that were successful overnight, they usually don't make it longer than that because just as fast as they blew up, it's probably the fastest they become irrelevant as well. No,
Yeah.
no, not wish down nobody. I wish everybody success and
Amen.
fortune, but usually when you haven't put the work in, you might not be in it. You might not be able to sustain it for the long run, for the long haul, because you don't have the work ethic. You don't understand that how hard it takes to do the things that you do. You
Hmm.
just happen to get lucky and go viral.
Now, would you say that having a ethic isn't very important?
Facts, absolutely. And anything, anybody, even if you don't like an artist, that person been working. The actors that we know, it's very few actors that be like, yeah, man. So I found I was in this coffee house and this director came up like, you got a great look. I want to put you in the movie. And then after that, you've been in that movie and you become a millionaire the next day. It don't happen that way.
Hmm.
Usually the Tom Cruises, the Brad Pitts, the Denzel Washingtons, the Samuel Jacksons, they went to theater, they went to school, they went to acting, and they built up this career.
Right.
Yeah, so work ethic is very important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And let me ask you a few more questions. Now, do you have any advice for people? And when I just say advice, it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody who wants to get into comedy. If they do, or directing, or whatever, it could be an athlete or a singer, performer, or just somebody that wants to open up their own business. Do you have any advice that you can give them as far as like a success principle or anything? It's just anything that you learned or any advice
Yeah,
you can give them.
be realistic with your goals. Like if you ask a kid, what do you want to do when you grow up? They say, I want to be uh, a singer. Or I want to be a comedian. I want to be an actor. Okay, cool. What you gonna do to get there? Ask. They're gonna be 10 years old. Ask them. Let's see what kind of plan they have. They might not know the steps they need to take. But let's say an older kid, an older young person, this, set small goals for yourself so you can have small wins on the way to victory. Because if you're trying to be LeBron right now, LeBron ain't even LeBron. LeBron didn't start off being LeBron. Michael Jordan didn't start off being LeBron. I mean, Michael Jordan or Kobe or Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? You got to work at it and be realistic. Don't expect to be great at the beginning. You're not going to be great at the beginning. Not because you're not good, not because you don't want to be, because that's just not how the world works. No, who is perfect at the beginning? So understand that you got to go through the bumps and bruises. You got to go through the work to get the work done and to come out on the other end better. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's what I would tell anybody.
Yeah.
If you want to open up a coffee shop, find out how much it costs to open up a coffee shop. Find out how much it costs. Find out how much you need to know to learn how to run a coffee shop. You know what I'm saying? Take a business class or several. You know what I'm saying? And
Do your homework.
do your homework because it's just not going to pop in your lap unless you have family. If it's a family business, even when they give their business to their kids, they teach them how to run it. They teach them how to run a coffee shop
Yeah.
or a mechanic shop, a body shop, or you know, a fortune tech company. They teach their kids to take over the company. You're gonna have to do your research,
Yeah.
do the work.
Okay. And I got another good question for you. I believe that everybody faces obstacles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but not everybody overcomes them.
Right.
What was Do you have an obstacle you would like to share that you overcame that was so huge, like it was a huge mountain for you?
Procrastination.
Hmm.
That's a big. I suffer from procrastination even to this day, but it used to be worse. I used to procrastinate to the point where I wouldn't get something done because I was trying to be perfect, or I gave myself excuses of why I can't start now. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have no money. I don't have nobody to help me with the lights. I don't have nobody to blah blah blah. Stop giving yourself excuses because you're trying to defend the fact that you can't be perfect. I'm trying to make this shit dope. I can't just put out bullshit. Nigga, you're gonna have to put out some bullshit first. So the obstacle for me was procrastination and doubt.
Yeah.
I was never like doubting myself like I didn't think I was good enough. I would doubt myself like, damn, ain't nobody gonna watch this yet because I don't have this. Ain't nobody gonna care about this piece of content I put out because I don't have it this way.
Right.
Nah, nigga, you don't know what people gonna do. Just put it out.
Yeah. And I believe that too. And I tell people, and even myself, excuses is only valid for the user. So
Mm-hmm.
if I use an excuse and tell you, hey, I was late to work because X, Y, and Z, it's not valid to you. It's only valid to me. Right.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, I definitely agree with you on that, man. No excuses, no procrastination. Like even for me, like I just jump out there.
Yeah.
I'm a jump out there type of guy
Uh-huh.
because I know if I don't, I'm not gonna see the results. That's what you say too. That's how you
Right.
feel.
You got to. No excuses. What's your excuses for? What are your excuses for? Like, man, it's just slowing you down.
Hmm.
You can't be great without going through the fire. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I don't know. Name me a successful person, point them out to me, her or him, and tell me they don't have a story.
Hmm.
The people who are the most successful in life, that's why they do. That's why there's so many biopics. There's so many books on this particular person because it shows you their progress through life. It shows you their bumps and bruises, their shortcomings, their wins, just so you can see that at the end of the day they became this person and this is what they went through to become that person.
Right.
Yeah, so there ain't no shortcuts. You know what I'm saying? You got to do the work, and you got to put yourself out there. Got to hop out. Most people that are successful were doubted at first.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, I believe also a lot of people just look at the end result but don't understand the process to get there
Exactly,
because it is a
the
process.
process for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That's dope,
Hmm.
man. That's dope. And man, before we get out of here, you said you have what coming up soon? What are
Laugh,
things you working on?
laugh. It's the first Tubi original from me from Big Job Dirty Chucks Entertainment. It's gonna be on Tubi, January 13th. Episode one starts, and we have 8 episodes. So pull up to Tubi, January 13th. Type in Laugh, and you will see my first season of Laugh on that show. I mean, on that platform, and I'm excited for y'all to check it out.
That's
And
dope.
then I start production on Lesbian Homie 5 in February, and that you'll see that somewhere in April.
Amen.
Mhm.
Amen, man. Well, I thank you, man, for coming out, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you
man.
for having me, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you so much.
All day, bro.
Yeah,
I'm happy to
very
be
humble,
here.
man. Thank you,
I
man.
try to be, bro.
And hopefully I'll get you back soon and we can catch up on some more
Hell
projects.
yeah, I'm with it.
All right, man.
Absolute, bro.
All right,
To
thank you,
the
man.
max.